Where did April go? I have no idea. Where is May going? It's flying by. I have lost track of time. Celina tagged me, it feels like at this point, weeks ago. I couldn't even find my notes on my responses because it was so far back. And I've blocked out like 4 or 5 other tarot videos, and I don't know how I got so far behind. But thank you to Celina for tagging me in Halfway to Halloween 2025, a VR to Happy Haunts Library, and of course Celina at Essence of the Moon. If you haven't watched her channel, check her out. She has amazing content, VRs, witchy spells, healing spells, hauls, you name it. So, and of course tarot, all things tarot. I will jump right in with the questions. 1, are you a fan of haunted houses? I am not a fan of the Halloween haunted houses where you pay to go in and people are dressed up and jump out at you, or there's like blood and gore. I do not like blood and gore. I am not a fan of blood and gore. I love a good ghost story. I love real haunted houses, real haunted towns, real haunted lore. We went to Tombstone to a Paracon a couple years ago when we lived in Arizona, and we went to a seance, and they did not let us know until the end that the spirit we were talking to was a demon. So that was terrifying to then find out that we were in contact with a demon. That was intense, and I did have some negative or residual effects that happened to me from after going to that seance. So I wish that they had been upfront about what they believed was haunting and that what we'd be contacting during the seance. It was cool. We got some history lessons on old technology that was used to speak with spirits, with old spirit boxes. It was a cool experience, but I also believe really strongly in ethics, and this guy wasn't too ethical or smart. He used his spirit box in his home, and when he was going to be moving out, the whole apartment flooded. And things like that are going to happen if you are giving these spirits energy and then you're like, bye, peace out. Shit's about to get real. Yeah. And like, he didn't know, like, you should cover in your mirrors. You know, so many spirits travel through mirrors and like can jump through mirrors. Spirits, if people astral project, they can do that as well. So yeah, it just was an interesting experience. We also went to a Paracon in Vulture City, which is in Arizona as well, and that's such a cool ghost town. That is like, besides Jerome is hands down my favorite ghost town. The lore of Jerome is really cool, and my favorite ghost lives in Jerome. She haunts a burger joint. It's called Haunted Burger, and I highly recommend going and checking it out. Go walk to the stairs. You can walk up and down and see if you can smell the scent of jasmine. She smells like jasmine. My sister and I took a picture of me walking up and down the stairs, and you can see white mist beside me. She was walking right next to me. That was really cool. And I've got some other cool photos. I don't know if I'll be able to find them. Those photos were taken years and years ago. But Jerome is my favorite place, besides Vulture City. Vulture City is really cool. The year we left, so that was like about 3-4 years ago, they started doing, they had a pumpkin sculpture. This gentleman who does pumpkin sculptures, he set up his art studio there, and he started setting up scenes, and They started doing events for Halloween. I'm not sure if they're still doing that. I feel like the last time I checked their website, he is no longer there, so I don't know what happened. I have some footage from Sarah's Prismatic Musings of the seance in Tombstone and of Vulture City. I thought I caught a ghost in Vulture City, and it wasn't. I talked to the director, and she's so cool. She's like the coolest, and so we got like a little private tour. I love Vulture City. It's an old mining town that is no more, but it's right next to an active mine. And I met some really cool people there and had some really fun experiences and times. When we went to the Paracon there, that's when I picked up my little buddy and brought this little earth spirit home with me for a little while. I left him up in Prescott because you know, I don't need any attachments, thank you very much. But yeah, it's fun to go there, and they hold Paracons there, and the couple that runs the Paracon are very ethical and very upfront, but the energies at Vulture City are very intense, and people have gotten sick at their Paracons. So you just have to be careful, you know, with energies, and the energy there is strong. So yeah, that's my answer to number 1. What's your favorite ghost story or haunted lore? So it's not a ghost story. It's historical fact. So I guess it's haunted lore, right? That the streets of Jerome are actually paved with dead bodies. So there's Jerome is a city that's built on the side of a hill. All the houses are on stilts. It was also a mining town. At one point, it was the largest town in Arizona. And there was just no place on the side of a hill to bury bodies. So they would like cremate and then grind up the bodies and put them in the cement, in the pavement, in the roads. So the roads in Jerome are literally paved with bodies. There is also a lot of stories and a lot of ghosts that haunt Jerome that you can see or run into. Haunted Burger has the most famous. I think there are videos up on YouTube that you can watch about Haunted Burger. I think I saw one where the owners were talking about how when they were renovating the building for Haunted Burger, tools would always go missing and things just kept happening. If you get a chance, definitely go to Haunted Burger. There is also a old hospital, and I'm not sure if it's an insane asylum or if it was just an old hospital that is now a hotel. And that place is really cool too, if you just go walk around. Question 3, do you plan on Halloween decor hunting this year? If so, what items do you hope to find? So this year I am not planning on doing any Halloween decor hunting. I have plenty. Last year I wasn't supposed to either, but I got these items right here. This beautiful Halloween tree and my little pumpkin and black cat plushie. So I'm sure when I walk into Marshall's or Beal's, I will see something and be like, ooh, like that's too cute. And I also got like a pumpkin pillow, a lime green pumpkin pillow from I think Target last year that I love. So who knows? I don't have any intention. I try to never have any intentions. I have enough Halloween decor because at one point my apartment was just always decorated in Halloween. The whole apartment, like, it was funny because I had like orange, like a light peach, a really pretty light blue, and lavender walls. That was what my apartment was painted in, and like a light yellow. So just these fun bright colors. And then all my decor was witches and Halloween stuff, because I love the iconography of witches. So when we moved here, we switched it up, and it's mainly like it's eclectic because it's my husband's art and my art, and cactus, and we do leave up Halloween decorations for longer than a month or 2 or 3. So yeah. Question 4, candy corn, love it or hate it? So this is a complicated question for me. I don't love it or hate it. I actually occasionally, not every year, but sometimes I will buy a bag of candy corn for nostalgia, for decoration. And the only way I can eat it is if it's mixed in with popcorn. Otherwise, it's just too sweet and it's like, ugh. But I think it's iconic. It's iconic Halloween candy, and it makes a good decoration, and I do like it in popcorn. Sorry, Celina, I know you hate it. Oh, don't hate me. Question 5, are you big into costumes and dressing up for Halloween? If so, what's your favorite costume of all time? I have a few different favorites of all time. So when I was a child, my favorite costume as a child was my butterfly costume that my grandmother painted the wings and I made the chrysalis. And as a teenager and young adult, I usually always dressed up as a witch. Many years just dressed up as a witch. But a few years ago, my husband had gone to a Halloween party, I think for his work or something, as a wolf. So he already had the wolf costume, and I bought the Little Red Riding Hood costume, and we went out dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. So in recent years, that is my favorite costume. And then this technically wasn't for Halloween, but we did it for the premiere of Beetlejuice. My husband dressed up as Beetlejuice, and I dressed up as Lydia in the red wedding dress, and we went to see the movie, and it was fun. And in Roswell, you do not see that very often, so everyone was like coming up to us and asking to take our pictures, because they just thought it was so fun. And I really try to we dress as we always dress and have fun, because why not? And I hope that people will start doing that, because Roswell, for being an alien town, is a very conservative town. So hopefully more people will join in the fun. 6, what is one activity or experience that is on your spooky season bucket list this year? It totally breaks my witchy heart, but there's really nothing happening around Halloween in Roswell. Last year, we went up to Meow Wolf, and we went to a Halloween party, and it was so fun. They were supposed to have a costume parade, but they did have a DJ, and it was fun. I did some dancing, and we were dressed up, not really in costume, but just in like fun clothes. And Meow Wolf is a lot of fun. I love Meow Wolf. So we got a free pillowcase, and we got to hear the DJ, who was really good. He was playing the electric guitar while spinning, like performers. They had two performers walking around dancing and kind of interacting with the crowds and getting into the exhibits, and like they looked like they were parts of the exhibit. It was really cool. So we did that last year, and other than going up to Santa Fe, there's stuff to do in Santa Fe.
Is that taking my picture?
I'm recording you now. So we're in Mayo Wolf. Meow, not Mayo. Meow Wolf.
Meow.
And I think so far, I mean, we just came in, but this is my favorite room. It's so cute. There's so many little nooks and crannies to sit in and hang out and just people watch. This place is really cool. It's so interactive. I feel like I'm in a cave with these bats hanging upside down.
Whoa, no.
But that's a 3-hour drive. In Roswell, they don't really do anything. It's not a Halloween town. There's one house though that does set up the coolest display, and you can pay if you want. You can give a donation. They have that set up that you can give a donation, and that's fun because it's all for the most part free, and they go big. So it was between that house, like we try to go to see that house, and then we went up to Meow Wolf. I don't think we'll be going to Meow Wolf this year, but who knows. And eventually I really want to go back east to Sleepy Hollow. I've never actually been to Sleepy Hollow. I'm from New England and I never went. So I would like to at some point go to Sleepy Hollow for Halloween or the month of October. I've been to Salem in the month of October, and honestly I love Salem. It's really nice to be in a town that accepts witches and has so many openly active practicing witches. I love the community there. I like going in the summertime to go to Pioneer Village in Salem, Massachusetts. It's really cool to see people dressed up and reenacting the era of the Salem witch trials. I also, you know, I like the cultural events that they do there. So Halloween in October for Salem, Massachusetts, it's just a little too crowded, a little too busy. But there's a lot to do, but you're gonna be standing in crowds just to go into stores. And when I go, I like to, you know, be able to breathe and relax and see everything and enjoy myself. I'm not a big like crowd person. I like crowds, but not like shoulder to shoulder. Question 7, what book, series, or movie screams Halloween to you? So I love watching Hubie Halloween. That is my favorite Halloween movie. It used to be Hocus Pocus for nostalgia purposes. And one year I would love to dress up in a Hocus Pocus costume. I think that would be fun. And be one of the Sanderson sisters. But I love Hubie Halloween. Since that's come out, I watch it every year. It's my favorite Adam Sandler movie. I don't typically like his movies, but that movie is just so perfect. I love the jump scares and how over the top he is. It just makes me laugh like every year. I grew up watching Ernest, the Ernest movies, and Ernest used to make me die of laughter. I would be on the floor rolling around laughing hysterically. I used to enjoy Ernest Scared Stupid. So yeah, I like stupid humor. So I love the ew, especially when they get, you know, slimed by that troll being in Ernest Scared Stupid. We watched that movie a couple years ago, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I love this movie, which I did. So the adult version is Hubie Halloween. I love that movie. It cracks me up. I die laughing. It's just so much fun. Again, you know, the only kind of like horror movie that's like a traditional like slasher flick that I enjoy is Scream. That movie is classic. And it's funny, I found like a while ago a paper I'd written, and I wrote what it was like, what's your favorite movie? And I wrote Scream. Shocked. I forgot that I put that was my favorite movie. Because my favorite movie that I remember has always been Break-In. It's always been Break-In, and actually Break-In 2 Electric Boogaloo. So the fact that I put Scream like really shocked me. Because I'm not usually a slasher flick, but that movie was good. It was a good twist and good storytelling. So I like a good story. 8. How do you typically spend your Halloween night? So actually Halloween night, like if there, one year in Phoenix, we went to a witch's ball, which was cool. And we actually got a tarot reading, and it was okay. It was like a cool experience. So sometimes we'll like go to a bar or a club or some event that's happening, but again, Roswell doesn't have anything. When we lived in the middle of nowhere in Arizona, we went to the bar. They were doing something, but whew, that's when we dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood and the Big Bad Wolf. But let me tell you, that scene was rough. The costumes were inappropriate. Yeah, we're talking far right costumes. I'm not gonna say, but you get the idea. So we didn't stay for very long, but it was fun to be dressed up. Question 9. What does Halloween mean to you? I love Halloween. I love that it's a time to venerate your ancestors. It's a time to look back. It's fall. I love fall. Fall used to be, especially in New England, my favorite time of year. I love the autumn leaves, the crispness in the air, going and picking apples and apple cider. I love hot apple cider and apple pie, homemade apple pie and pumpkin pie. Yum. But really, just that you get to have fun and get in touch with your inner child and play and wear fun headbands and earrings and jewelry and costumes. And that's why I like dressing up as a witch, because you really get to be yourself in a really kitschy, fun way without people being like, you know, giving you weird looks. As I've gotten older, I don't really care about the, you know, people are gonna look regardless. So, but when I was younger, it was really freeing. It was really freeing to be able to dress that way. Except I guess I've always kind of dressed crazy, because when I would go out clubbing and I would, you know, walk home from the club and people would be like, it's not Halloween or whatever. And I'm like, I just always like to dress wild and crazy and fun. So Halloween just allows me to be myself fully without feeling like a total weirdo. But it's okay, I'm a total weirdo, so no problem there. And it's one of those holidays where, you know, I don't have to hang out with my family. You know, when I was a kid, I don't have to hang out with my family. I could if I wanted to, and I used to throw Halloween parties every year, and it was just so much fun. We would go all out with the decorations. I would make leaf people, where you stuff clothes with leaves and make scenes and hang you know, fake spider webs and put the music and just like set a whole like haunted kind of like house theme and have friends over and have hay rides. And it was just always a lot of fun. So I just have fond memories of Halloween as a child, as a young adult, and you know, as an adult. So that is what Halloween means to me. Thank you, Celina, so much for tagging me. This was such a fun VR to do. I love Halloween. It's my favorite holiday, and I think it will always be my favorite holiday. So thanks for watching. Have fun and keep on shuffling. Bye, guys.